Shalom, shalom. This year here from GMS Savannah, come with another lesson. But first and foremost, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders and elder bishops, great millstone, which rule well and teach well, and to the Arkham as well as the Phillips, pushing his 100% truth and sincerity by risking life to do so. And also salutation to you, hopeful elect of you, hopeful elect of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled birds scattered amongst the heathens that have the appearance of the heathens, but your father's seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and also referred to as Israelite foreigners. But today's lesson I'm going into, this is a lot of these NFL players, especially the ones now that's, this up in age, and it doesn't really matter the age. It just lets you know that when you go and play these professional sports, especially contact sports like football, you risking your health in life, for just a little bit of money. You're not gonna be able to enjoy it like you really want to, because it's a gladiator sport. But like I say, a lot of people they love the glitz and glamour of being a professional ball player. But there's a dark side to especially with football, boxing, anything this contact sport, anything that can cause you injury with your body, it's rough, and sooner or later, it's gonna rear its ugly head to you at some point. And like I'm finna show this video right here with Eric Dickerson, man, it's sad, how things are going on with him now. Now that a lot of these problems started to manifest, and they was talking about Tony Dorsett the other day, and it's a sad situation. When things start happening, from contact from the head and stuff like that, and it's a very sad situation. But I'm play this video, and we're gonna just do some subscriptions on it. Fair use.
And the NFL makes you hate the NFL, the way they treat the players, especially black players.
In a January 2022 interview with the New York Times, you discussed possibly suffering from CTE. Where are you at with that? Is that something that's...
Oh yeah, and of course. I'm not the same guy I was. Even after I retired, you don't know. Like right now, I got onsets of Parkinson's. I got to take a medication for Parkinson's. I'm gonna tell you this: the sad thing about this whole deal is that with the NFL, and look, I just love playing football. And the NFL makes you hate the NFL, the way they treat the players, especially black players. So you probably you ever heard of race norming? They race norm the black players, race norm us.
Break that down though, because I remember reading about that.
So what they'll say is, okay, you take the black player and the white player. The white player was already smart. The black player was not smart already. If he comes down, the white player should get paid, but the black player shouldn't get, because he was already dumb, basically. He was already kind of dumb. So.
And this wasn't even that long ago, though.
Oh, this was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
And they said that, we won't do it again. It's like when we get hurt, like right now, it's in the case with them for Parkinson's and CTE. We get so many that get denied. I'll give you a great example. My friend Christian Okoye. Nigerian nightmare. I was teasing about it the other day. He got that accent. He's going for his CTE case, and the race norming thing came in, saying that, well, he's Nigerian, so maybe he couldn't speak good English. He don't understand.
Crazy.
And I was teasing him. I said, maybe they right. Okay, Deacon Jones passed away about 10 years ago. I went to see Deacon way before he was in the hospital, before he was sick. And me and him talked. He said, what's your pension? I said, man, I don't know. I said, it could probably be, $1,500 a month. He said, you know what I get, Eric? I played 15 years. I get $250 a month. That's what I get, $250 funky dollars. He said, I take it so they can have it. We have no health care. Like players like me, I pay for my own health care. Now, the players have health care 5 years. That's it. And the NFL makes you hate the NFL, the way they treat the players, especially black players.
In a January 2022 interview with the New York Times, you discussed possibly suffering from CTE. Where are you at with that? Is that something that's...
Oh yeah, and of course. I mean, I'm not the same guy I was when I'm like, even after I retired, you don't know. I mean, like right now, I got onsets of Parkinson's. I got to take a medication for Parkinson's. I'm gonna tell you this: the sad thing about this whole deal is that with the NFL, and look, I just love playing football. And the NFL makes you hate the NFL, the way they treat the players, especially black players. So you probably you ever heard of race norming? They race norm the black player, race norm us.
Break that down though, because I remember reading about that.
So what they'll say is, okay, you take the black player and the white player. The white player was already smart. The black player was not smart already. If he comes down, the white player should get paid, but the black player shouldn't get, because he was already dumb, basically. He was already kind of dumb. So,
and this wasn't even that long ago, though.
Oh, this was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
And they said that, we won't do it again. I mean, it's like when we get hurt, like right now, it's in the case with them for Parkinson's and CTE. We get so many that get denied. Give you a great example. My friend Christian Okoye. Nigerian nightmare. I was teasing about it the other day. He got that accent. He's going for his CTE case, and the race norming thing came in, saying that, well, he's Nigerian, so maybe he couldn't speak good English. He don't understand.
Crazy.
And I was teasing him. I said, maybe they right. Okay, Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones passed away about 10 years ago. I went to see Deacon way before he was in the hospital, before he was sick. And me and him talked. He said, Eric, what's your pension? I said, man, I don't know. I said, it could probably be, $1,500 a month. He said, you know what I get, Eric? I played 15 years. I get $250 a month. That's what I get, $250 funky dollars. He said, I take it so they can have it. We have no health care. Like players like me, I pay for my own health care. Now, the players have health care 5 years. That's it.
Man, that's sad. Like I say, you look at Deacon Jones, $250, back 10 years ago, that's what he was getting for the NFL. That's nothing. I mean, that's just food. He probably eat more than that than what he get. That's nothing. That's really like crumbs, You know what I'm saying? That's sad. And you doing this gladiator sport, and you just you make these owners and stuff a lot of money, and that's how it end up for you, man. It's an awful thing, But a lot of it's pushed so much on television, with football and everything. It's entertainment, and I understand that a lot of these athletes, these Israelites, that's a lot of them way out to take care of the family and everything, and that's your only out that you see, and I understand that. But once you get in this truth, man, we put everything into Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is we try to teach the ones before they even get into these gladiator sports that it's going to be it's a trade-off for millions of dollars that you get. And like he was saying, a lot of times certain athletes were getting paid a certain amount of money, and then you had your white ball players, you know what I'm saying, and they were getting paid more money. But we understand now in 2025 with the contracts that's out right now with a lot of these Israelites getting all this money. But it's just that once you get all these $1 million from these sports teams, you a slave. You pretty much do what they tell you to do to keep your riches. You for the left side and not the right side. You're not following Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. A lot of those athletes are following Jeebus. That's what they call on. And then they call on God, but what God are you calling on? The Hebrew Israelites have a God and a name, and that's Yahweh. And Son. Yahweh Shai. Everybody else is calling on these false these false entities, gods. You know, we have the true living gods in the Son name. You know, that's our strong tower. But you know, a lot of these athletes, they just want to be. They see, you know, Money Mayweather. They want to be like that, man. You know, they love the world, man. And you know, we got scriptures that say, you know, right here, 1 John 2:15 say, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." And you know what? We know a lot of these athletes love the world. A lot of them are not going to get this true name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because it's a small remnant. You know? But you putting yourself out there for problems, you know, years down the line from participating in this gladiator sport. You know, it's a trade-off. And you know, it's good at the beginning, but look how it ends. It's sad, you know, what a lot of these ball players are experiencing. And you know, it's just that, you know, it's got to be crazy. It got to be driving them crazy, you know, from a lot of, you know, hits and stuff in the head area, man. And then not only the head, but the body, the torture that the body goes through, you know. And you know, right here, you know, this is why everybody want to be an athlete, want to be on TV. You know, Timothy 6:10, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some convenient after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." You know, and so that's what happened. You know, when you love money, you'll do whatever you got to do it. And we've heard that a lot of athletes say, I'm willing to risk my life for my family to have the riches here in Babylon, man. You know, and that's a sad thing to be, because you know this ain't our rest here, man, in Babylon the Great, man. You know, now that you know we out here and we teaching people, you know, like I say, we know a lot of athletes already. They in it, they deep in it, and they accumulated a lot of bills. You know, a lot of baby drama out here with these women and stuff. You know, taking Jake money, and it's crazy, man. But you know, that's Babylon the Great. You know, that's what happens right here with Job 9:24 when the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know, that's what happens. You know, He given it to the hands of the wicked. You know, He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is He? You know. He covered the faces of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His beloved Son, Yahushua, to looking like a white man. That's crazy. That's wicked, man. You know? But what did the Bible say? We got scriptures, what it's saying, what He looked like. But you know, back onto the, you know, like I say, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You know, that's who... You know, that's who own these NFL teams. You know? And these players go out here and make money, but you know, they don't really care about their body. And you know, sooner or later, you know, if their body breaks down, man, it becomes to be a very, very, very bad situation, you know. Here, you know, a lot of them end up broke, you know, and we see it all. We see all of it on TV all the time. You know, and that's right here. Ecclesiastes 12:10, Sirach 12:10. Never trust thy enemy, for they like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And that's what you do when you trust your enemy, man. You go out here and put your body on the line. They love you, and then later on, man, they they cash you to the side, man. You owe goods, you know. And then on top of that, everybody, participated in the Squid Game. So just think with all that, happening. So you got a lot of people bugging out, around this time, and causing more and more problems for these athletes, man. We see it all the time. It's always in the news. We watch it, we see it, we report. We know what's going on. Participating in the Squid Games. And and like I say, it's just crazy, and like I say, it's sad to see a lot of these athletes, get themselves involved with that, and we know it's nothing new under the sun. Guys been playing, football for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Right here, Ecclesiastes 1:9 say the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And like I say, these athletes say nothing but gladiators. And gladiators go back in the day. Roman Empire. They was put out there to entertain. Whatever happened to you, happened to you. And but like I say, everything is pushed still here in Babylon. You know what I'm saying? To go and play these gladiator sports, man. And a lot of these NFL athletes don't even want their kids, want their sons playing, because they know the effect that it can cause for them in the long run. And it's a very sad situation. But we always go to this right here, Isaiah 33:6, and the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. Fear the Lord is his treasures, And like I say, this is the time right now to be seeking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because everything's about to go digital here in a minute. In order to continue to play these sports and still have these issues, you got to get that device, that Karabba. So everything is going to rev up. But like I say, man, hey, man, love not this world, man. This is not our resting place, you Hebrew Israelites, man. This ain't our rest. But a lot of these guys in these sports and stuff, they want their constellation on this side. And like I say, it's going to be only temporary. Because like I say, everything about to go digital. But like I say, we grew up watching these sports and stuff. But, once you get in the truth and you see, man, it's just that, hey, man, like I say, so we in a very small remnant. They call on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And we can just see how everything is here in Babylon, man. This ain't our resting place, man. You a slave, and then once your time up, you just cast to the side. And a lot of these athletes, they go in the spirit realm and be broke when they leave here, man. So like I say, man, this ain't our resting place, man. But we just try to, warn, those that are coming up, what I'm saying, that they want to still seek to be, an athlete in Babylon the Great. This is what can happen if you want to be a part of that culture. It's a very sad situation. But, right now is the time to be seeking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's all that matters. But like I say, only a small remnant is going, is going to repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, a very small remnant. But like I say, we just out here to blow the trumpet and spare none, spare nobody, man. Speak out loud, man. To warn our people. Paraphrase. The time is coming. But I hope this was edifying to the hopeful sheep and lamb. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Kwam Yasharala. The water. See you on the next lesson. Shalom.